Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed. I am a senior software engineer. In this particular video tutorial, I will be talking about the multicast transformation in SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial will be what is multicast transformation and how to use the multicast transformation. So multicast transformation is an SSIS component that can distribute its input to one or more outputs. This multicast transformation is similar to the conditional split transformation. However, the difference between both is that the multicast transformation directs its input to every output. However, conditional split directs its input to a single output whose condition will get matched. In this video tutorial, I will be loading data from a CSV file to SQL Server tables. So the input to the multicast transformation will be a CSV file, and the multicast transformation will direct its output to three different destinations. The first destination will be a SQL Server table inside the ahmed.testing database. The another destination will be a SQL Server table inside ahmed.ssis database, and the third destination will be a SQL Server table inside ahmed/SQL 2016 server.test database. So let's see how we can do that. This is my business intelligence development studio that I'm going to use to create the SSIS package, and this is my file test data_1 CSV file that I'm going to load into a SQL Server tables. So let's go back to the BIDS, and as we are going to load data from a CSV file to SQL Server tables, so let's drag and drop the data flow task from the SSIS toolbox. So just drag and drop the data flow task and double click data flow task to configure it. And now as we are going to read data from a CSV file, so let's drag and drop the flat file source. Double click flat file source to configure it. Click new to create a flat file connection manager. Browse the file that you want to load. It's a CSV file. Click open and then click preview. Now you can see the list of available columns from source. Click OK. You can preview the data here as well in this particular window. Click close and then click OK. So now let's drag and drop the multicast transformation into the data flow task. This is multicast transformation. Let's connect the output of flat file source with the multicast transformation, and now let's drag and drop the OLEDB destination so that it can write data to a SQL Server table. So let's drag and drop three OLEDB destinations because we are going to write our data to the three SQL Server tables. Now connect the multicast transformation with the OLEDB destination, and then double click first OLEDB destination to map to a SQL Server table. Click new to create a new connection manager, and then click new to create the connection. So our server name is Ahmed and the database name is testing. OK, click OK, and from the data access mode change table or view to table or view fast load because it enables the bulk insert thing. Click new to create a new table. So our first table name will be output1. Click OK. So the table will get created at the SQL Server side. Go to the mappings, and now you can see that the columns from source should be mapped with the columns to the destination. Click OK. So now we have configured our first output for the multicast transformation. So our data will go from CSV file through this multicast transformation to this particular SQL Server table in the ahmed.testing database. So if you open the SQL Server Management Studio, you can refresh the tables testing database and refresh the table. So you can see that now we have table output 1. However, if you execute the select query on this particular table, then you should see that it should not have any data. So this table is blank as of now. And now go back to the BIDS, and then let's configure the second SQL Server table as well. So now connect the output of the multicast transformation with another OLEDB destination. It will redirect its data from source to this particular destination. So let's double click OLEDB destination 1. Create another connection to the ahmed.ssis database. So our server name is Ahmed and the database name is SSIS. Click OK. OK, and then click new to create another table in the SSIS database. In first case we created the SQL Server table inside the testing database on SQL Server 2014 server, and in this particular case I am going to create the SQL Server table on the SSIS database. So our SQL Server table name will be output2. Click OK. and click mappings. So now you can see that the columns have from source have been mapped with the columns to the destination. Click OK. So in this particular case we will be writing our data to SQL Server 2016 server. So click ODB destination and then click new to create a new connection to the SQL Server 2016 server. Our SQL 2016 server name is SQL Ahmed / SQL 2016 and the database name is test. Click OK. You can see that, let me just connect to the SQL Server 2016 instance so that you can see that we have test database there. So this is the test database and it has two tables here, so let me create the third table as well. Click new and our third table name will be output 3. Now you can see that the columns from input have been mapped with the destination columns. Click OK. So now we have configured our SSIS package. So it will read data from the CSV file and then using the multicast transformation it will redirect the input to 3 different same destinations. So it is a testing database on SQL Server 2014. It's an SSIS database on the SQL Server 2014 and it is the test database on the SQL Server 2016 server. So let's execute the SSIS package and with the help of multicast transformation it should redirect its input to 3 different destinations. So you can see it read 30 records from the source and then it redirected those 30 records to different destinations. Now go back to the SQL Server and so this is SQL Server 2016 and if you refresh the tables you can see we have output 3 SQL Server table and you can select data from it. So you can see now we have 30 records in this particular table and inside the SQL Server 2014 this is the SSIS database and it has table output 2 and if you select data from this particular table you can see that it has 30 records as well and this is the another one output 1 under the testing database, so it should have 30 records as well. So this is how using the multicast transformation we can redirect data from input to multiple outputs. Thanks guys for watching the video, and if you like the video then please click the like button and do subscribe to our channel to see more videos on SSIS and other related technologies. Thank you so much.